Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2, the final video of the Cult of Trump followers. There are many different types of cults, focusing on different end goals or beliefs. We're going to talk about 4 different types of cults right now. The first is the Doomsday cults. Certain cults come together to prepare for the allegedly imminent end of the world. For instance, the branch of Davidians stockpile firearms and explosives in a Waco, Texas compound over the 1980s and the 1990s to prepare for the apocalypse. This led to the infamous standoff with the federal government. Political cults. Political groups on both the left and the right can morph into cults. Religious cults. Spiritual beliefs serve as the bedrock for many cults. Some cults are offshoots of mainline religions, while others offer brand new dogmas and theology. And then we have sex cults. All types of cults might have a component of sexual abuse, but some focus on sex as one of their primary functions. For instance, New York-based NXIVM encouraged rampant sexual behaviors between its group members before it dissolved. Why people become cult leaders is also not well understood. Some experts suggest that most cult leaders tend to be psychopaths. They are often charismatic and use psychological tactics to gain power, social control, and allegiance from their followers. With the cult of Trump, we see this everywhere, with people wearing the merchandise, having the Trump flags everywhere they go, applying vinyl to their vehicles. There have been many cults that have made the news quite often for tragic endings. And we're going to talk about 4 of the most famous cults from our history. Charles Manson. In the 1960s, Charles Manson assembled a group of young people and referred to them as family. Manson expressed his idea about the imminent race war, and he told his followers he wanted them to go on a killing spree. After Manson was arrested, and on his first day of testimony, he appeared in court with an X carved on his forehead. Over that weekend, the female defendants duplicated the mark on their own foreheads, as did most family members within a day or so. Now, while Manson did not directly commit the murders, he did instruct his followers to do so. Jim Jones. Jim Jones founded the People's Temple in Indianapolis in 1955. He moved his followers to Eureka, California, out of the fear that a nuclear attack might strike Indiana. He later moved his followers to Guyana, to an area which became known as Jonestown. An official went to investigate the group of 1978 after the government grew concerned that some members were being abused. The group shot and killed the official. Jones then instructed his followers to drink Flavor Aid laced with cyanide. Over 900 people died, including Jones, who was found with a bullet wound to his head. Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate was a group started in the 1970s. It was known as a UFO religious cult. The tightly knit group required members to give up almost all of their possessions. In March of 1997, 39 members put on matching dark clothes, ingested barbiturates, and placed plastic bags over their heads and killed themselves. This was one of the largest mass suicides in United States history. And then we have David Koresh. David Koresh thought he could have conversations with God, and he convinced his followers the world was ending. He and more than 100 people moved to a compound outside Waco, Texas. The FBI tried to arrest Koresh in 1993 because of the violations of the law, such as advocating for underage girls to marry adult men. This led to a 51-day standoff. Ultimately, 79 people from the group died. Like Jim Jones, Koresh was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head. How does the culture of the Bible Belt impact the influence of cults? Just about everybody belongs to some kind of church. Today we also have, which to me I think is one of the dangers, we have a small number of these small non-denominational churches. Some guy decides he's going to be a pastor and starts inviting people over to his house, and before you know it, they get a little storefront, and before you know it, he's got 100 followers. The problem with these non-denominational groups is just that. They're non-denominational. They don't belong to any kind of bigger organization where they would be held accountable, stated Holly Meyer of the Tennessean. Now, if we look at Donald Trump and his followers, we start to see a lot of similarities from previous cults to how they are acting. Donald Trump is very charismatic when he speaks. He is able to get the attention of people and give them promises and hopes that they dream for. Donald Trump is one of the biggest grifters of merchandise, which his followers, quite frankly, display proudly. Trump has spread hate speech for BIPOC communities, and his followers are spreading the exact same hate speech. He is displaying hate towards people of the LGBTQIA community, which once again, his followers are spreading the same hate towards the exact same people. He is saying that the news that says bad things about him or things against him is fake news. And his followers are calling all those same news companies fake news. His followers will only follow the news media outlets that Trump says are okay to follow. His followers will go onto social media such as TikTok and spread as much hate as they can towards people that don't align with their cult beliefs. Trump has used the Christianity religion to spread this hate towards people that he does not agree with. With using Christianity to spread all of this deep hate, it has caused Christianity to become a part of the cult, the biggest supplier of the hate.